My name is Yuichi Motohashi, and I'm just an average sophomore in college. Today I want to talk to you about an incident between my annoying upperclassman and my part-time job. I started to work at a tavern my friend owned because he was short-staffed. I'm Motohashi. Nice to meet you all. On the first day, my friend introduced me to an upperclassman. I'm the part-time leader here. You can call me Mr. Kazuo, all right? His name was Kazuo Nishizuka. He was around 30 years old. He worked at this tavern for 3 years now. So, Mr. Kazuo began to teach me the ways around the tavern. You're doing great! You're a fast learner! Thank you very much. He looked scary at first, but he's very well caring, kind person. But one thing bothered me. I used to be so bad when I was young. I used to fight anyone around me and send them to the hospital. Whenever he speaks, he always brags about his bad youth. About how he used to steal bikes and have car chases with the police. And how he was able to beat 10 people with him and his friend. He would brag about these things like they were from a comic. I grew up in a very rural place, so there were thugs around, and there were a lot there. But from his age, I knew he had to be lying because when he was young, there weren't a lot of thugs around. But he caused me no harm, so I just ignored him. One day, I was talking on the phone with my college friend Kahako while I was on break.
What? Then we won't have an equal amount of guys.
Sorry, I asked around but couldn't find anyone. We were planning a 3-on-3 hangout, but one of my friends canceled on me. We were discussing what to do when... A hangout? If you need a new person, I'll go. Mr. Kazuo was listening into the conversation. He was very pushy about this, and because I had no other options, I asked him to come join us. However, the day of, I regretted bringing him over.
Hey, what was that?
I'm truly so sorry.
I don't need an apology. What was he trying to do?
He was trying to one-up everyone, I think.
What? He talked about how he started drinking and smoking at 12 years old, how he sent a younger classmate to the hospital for talking back to him, and how he had a car chase with the police for stealing a bike. How is that one-upping people?
Yeah, that's about it.
I don't get it at all. Why is he bragging about the crimes he committed?
I think there's a small portion of people in a secluded region in a very small part of the world that thinks that's a bragging story.
All the girls look down on him, you know?
I know. I didn't enjoy it at all either.
Why did you bring him in the first place?
He was listening into our conversation, and he was so pushy. Because he was an upperclassman at my part-time job, I couldn't say no. I'm so sorry.
Thanks to you, the hangout was awful. I didn't get his bragging story, and he can't even read the atmosphere?
I think because he can't read the atmosphere, he's able to talk about all that. He isn't a bad person, though.
He is, though. And that's what he wants us to think about him, right?
I have nothing more to say.
He was really into Iroha, you know?
The girl sitting across from Mr. Kazuo, right?
I hope she's okay.
The hangout was horrible. I thought I'd be able to cover for Mr. Kazuo's bad habits, but I was wrong. Because he was drunk, he was a lot more talkative, and he completely ignored me throughout the night. And because of that, I was yelled at by Kahoko. Mr. Kazuo had no idea what we thought about him, and hey, Hiroa and I are getting it on, you know. We talked online yesterday, too. Apparently, he and Hiroha traded their IDs that day, and he won't stop talking about that. Plus, we decided to go out for a drink the next weekend. Girls really love bad men, huh? Is what he's saying. I couldn't believe that he would get along with someone from that hangout. But he didn't look like he was lying. I thought that she just couldn't say no to him because he was so pushy. But the day after Mr. Kazuo said he was going out for a drink with her, he was completely phased. Mr. Kazuo, are you all right? What? You seemed phased all day, so I was wondering if something happened. Sorry to make you worry, but I'm fine. I see. How was your night out with Iroha last night? Okay. Huh? It didn't go very well. I don't think I'll see her ever again. I see. That sucks, sir. Well, things happen. Are you sure you're okay? You're annoying me. I'm fine. If you say so. I was getting curious about what happened, so I decided to ask myself. From the looks of things, I imagine that he got rejected by Iroha. But the next day... Oh my god! What happened? Oh, I tripped. Mr. Kazuo was heavily bruised. It definitely didn't look like he tripped. More like he got punched. I had a really bad feeling about it, so I asked Kahoko. I wanted to ask about Iroha. Hey, can I ask you something?
What is it?
The girl named Iroha from the hangout. What kind of friend is she?
I don't really know her.
I thought she was your friend.
My friend was Reika, the girl next to me. Iroha is Reika's friend. I'm with Reika right now. Let me ask her.
Thanks.
She said she met her recently at a bar, so Reika doesn't really know her all too well either.
I see.
Sorry, we don't know much about her.
So no one really knows who Iroha is. I got an understanding of what happened, and so I decided to invite Mr. Kazuo out for a drink the next day. I was just curious. You're in a lot of trouble right now, right? I want to help, so please tell me, sir. And so he started to talk about what had actually happened. They actually did get along very well, and they drank a lot too. And so it was getting late, she said,
How about we go back to my room?
Seriously? Hell yeah! She invited Mr. Kazuo back to her place. Once they got there, they got very close. And when they took their clothes off and went under the sheets, Hey, what are you doing to another man's girl? Thug came into the room. Then Iroha began to say,
Help! I was about to be raped!
Huh? So it was all a scam. So Mr. Kazuo was requesting an alimony of 5 million yen from the thug and Iroha, an amount he could not pay. The bruises were likely from the thug as well for not being able to pay up. And when he was done talking, I asked him, Mr. Kazuo, invite them over here right now. Let me take care of it. And so the two arrived. Hey, you have the money now?
There was an interest rate too, so pay for that too, okay?
The two smirked at us and said, We moved to a secluded part of the tavern and started talking. Who are you anyway? Their attitude would change soon afterward. Excuse us. The doors opened and two tough-looking guys walked into the room. I asked them to come here. All right, so you guys are apparently doing pretty bad stuff in my turf, right? I don't really like that, you know. I'm actually the oldest son of a famous outlaw family. I look young, but I'm actually 28. I graduated college at 27. I started to help out the family after high school, and I climbed up the ladder to a point I looked over the businesses around the area. The reason I went to college was in order to learn about economics so I can do my job better. Even the underground life needs a little intelligence, you know. So the two that came in just now are my subordinates. I see you've been talking down on our boss here, huh? You guys have some nerve to have that attitude. These two are amazing subordinates. The two realized what they were going up against and said, We're so very sorry.
We'll never do this again, we swear!
I talked to them in a calm voice. Listen, I can't just let you guys go. I need you two to go on a short drive, okay? And so they were taken away. And they're not going to die, they're just going to face a tiny bit of punishment. No death, I think. Then I looked over to Mr. Kazuo and said, Could you please not tell anybody about tonight? If you do, we're going on a drive, okay? Yes, sir! I'm taking this to the grave! I'll never forget this debt to you! Hopefully, he learned a little lesson as well.